There we go. Continuing exactly where I left off yesterday. I did alter some things from yesterday. I did a little off-screen fixing with this station. I wanted to try to fix it to see if there was a way to fix the trains from stopping at a certain point, or the trains being too long, or things like that. I managed to fix some of them, and some of them became unfixable. So I just decided to like make it like a bypass, so they could just speed past here without stopping. So the ones with lights are bypasses. So these two, and this one. So there's still 10 stations here, which is pretty useful still. I was mainly using it just to see where inner city trains would stop. So they stop at these two. They also stop on this one as well, and it looks like since there's this one as well, and they stopped that as well. This is gonna bother me actually. I might break it if I try to fix it. I might break it, but it should. I'll try to fix it off time so I don't break anything while I'm here. So now the goal for today is just fix up downtown. I had a little idea of what I was going to do. Not much though, not much of an idea. Because again, today will be like a shorter, maybe like a 2-hour stream. So I'll probably end at 10. Or 10 Eastern. Saturday will be a longer stream where I can really work on the city. Friday I won't be here because I'll be in a different state. Let's see, I did want to make this the financial area. Not really well plotted out yet. These are just placeholder buildings. I'm not going to actually leave these. Well, yeah, I'm not going to leave these. They're a little too tall for this location. I want the tall buildings to be in the back. Let's see. I want to have something up here. And I did have a thought of also just elevating this, making it possible for roasters to go under it instead of me making a bridge. I'll probably just do that now, honestly. I don't want to make too many bridges go over, and then the road's already a little higher than normal, so it'll just be best to elevate everything. And it makes sense. For most part, most of the stuff is elevated already, so I just might as well elevate it. I will most likely put an exit here. I'll put an exit along all these roads. These two and these two. I do want one more exit in this area. I could put an exit over here, connecting with this one as well, but having like a larger one for mainly entering this area down here. There's one here, but it goes at the base of the city and kind of disconnects with everything else. I want a separate one in the north. Let me put the bridge parts. Rain is really tense. That should be good. However, I do notice that the elevation stays the same throughout this entire portion over here. I'll decrease it a little bit, then I'll make it remain the same past this point. Here, it is a lot steeper. If I do that, let me undo. Just leave it the way it is right now. I will get rid of these subway stations underneath. Just unlock them. I'll keep this one. Keep this one. Just delete this. They might be too small to begin with, honestly. My trains are really long. Actually, tell you, I'll delete this one unless there's a. I'll keep this one. I'll delete these two. Make a bridge to go over this section rather than having just one road be relied on. Something that'll bypass the pedestrian. We need a 2-lane road. Maybe this stone one. Put it in bridge mode, it'll turn into steel. We'll see. Oh yeah, it's really low because the trains are actually at a higher elevation. We just increase them all along here. Height that can withstand all of them. Okay. Place that. That should be good. We wanted to meet with this road. And this road specifically. It will be too close to this one. I don't have any thin bridges. I don't know of any assets that are thin bridges, but this one might just have to disappear. In other words, might, but it's a one-way. It's a large one-way that I kind of need. The bridge could meet with this road instead, but it'll be a little too steep. Then again, these are pedestrians. Pedestrians don't really need a overhead height. There are buses as well, and buses need the height. Let me try it to see what it looks like. It should work. It's really steep though. Compensate, I guess. I could do the same thing that I've been doing before. Make it slope a little bit. Oh, that looks weird. Much slope. -2 is good enough. Then I'll just convert this to stone. This will work. This is fine. And then just make it 2-lane along the way. Kind of a larger road. Here I wanted to use the walls.
Italian leather, Italian threading. Pernu is Italian for jean jacket. We take the second best of Milan and with an appropriate markup bring it to you. Just because you don't have taste doesn't mean you shouldn't have pants. Pernu apparel. Clothes, but not quite.
Make sure they are close enough. These ones are close enough.
The finer things in life. Gold-plated china, beef Wellington, and a nice bottle of
I'll just have to alter this one. This should be fine. Shouldn't be anything hard. Just shorten this. I click one of the ends.
Take a quick peek in case the light
And just bring it up.
and then just wipe your mouth, sit back, and relax. This is Miles High.
That should be good. I do want to make this continue onward so it at least touches this road. Set traffic lights up later. Here, I want to fix these. Now I'm just keeping a simple, kind of simple grid. I do want to do something different, however. Somewhere in here, but I guess I'll figure it out as I go. I honestly might make this into a park. I might not even make this road come down. It might become a park area down here. Keep that in mind. This could also be a nice park as well, so if I were to do that. However, this has access to the seaside, which would make a better park compared to this side. So, I'm just going to continue making roads over here. One way. Doesn't be too far. Actually, is there a large building? Maybe I can make some kind of large asset over here. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Like maybe an expo center. Like this could be the entertainment area or tourist area, like a little spot. I could do that here. It wouldn't be too bad here, to be honest. I'm just gonna place that there for now. Since it's that long, I can actually mess around with it. It is a little too close to this node. It's a one-way going this way, so I guess that makes up for it. I'll delete the crosswalks for people from crossing. And for now, I'm just gonna stretch this out, put this there, so the ways don't get in my way. Then I can level it out. Speaking of which, this one's inverted. I don't want that. I'm gonna see if I could fix this. Okay, good. Easy. This is a little bit of a problem. The nodes, no, not the nodes, the things don't line up well. It might be, yeah, it's because of that road. Okay, let me redo this. I'm gonna start from the opposite direction. Right around here to there. Actually fix that. Fix this as well. I'm gonna make the road go into this so it looks better. Again, there's a gap. Is that normal with the road like that? That's normal, okay. Then I can do this. And the zoning makes sense. There we go. Unpause it so I can see everything going through. The expo center itself will require parking, and I'm not sure if I want to use realistic looking parking in the big parking lots or just like asset parkings. The asset ones would look normal. They do require a lot of space, however, they're a little bit hard to set up, but not that hard. Or just a modern parking lot. I do have an asset for a large downtown parking lot. It does work in certain scenarios, like the airport I use it in all the time. And it does fit actually quite well. I'll think of that as I go. Might be a little bit too big because I might want some roads to come down into here as well. It might be too big. This one goes down. Equal distance from there to there. It's uneven.
It's another day in
Can two roads fit in here?
Paradise Vale. I'm your host,
They cannot.
Miles High.
It'll be a bit uneven,
Coming up
but it'll be like a long block, which
right.
I don't mind, honestly. So I'll lean it more toward this side, so I'm gonna move it over one. Doesn't have to go up here, but I'll just make that into a pedestrian road, I guess. With that in mind, I'll make the zoning for the office buildings go back here. Same thing with here. It's gonna go up to this road. Nothing too big. This will be a park. That is a problem. I can see it right now. These rows don't line up correctly. They're little... Yeah, they don't line up correctly. I see it here too. See it there too. That'll become a problem in the future, so I might as well just fix it now. It is still a problem. This road, that's the... Might be that road, that's the problem. Let's try that again. Doesn't work again. Fine from... No, it's not fine. They're a little off-centered. It's off-centered no matter what. I can see it. So I can see... It's off-centered a little bit. Very slightly, but it's off-centered. If I do this... No, this is off-centered as well. These are all fine. So it must be this road itself. Okay. If I do this again, it's off-centered, so this road as well. Fix that. Hopefully it's nothing that I have to completely redesign the entire city. If this goes... Okay, that works. Okay. Okay. This one I have to fix. Probably have to fix that road. No, I don't. Okay. Okay. If I place this road, hopefully it'll sort itself out. straight again. This part right here is a little problem. Let me make the road the same so it matches out. Alright, let me just delete the road, delete the node just in case, so it matches up evenly. Okay. Oh, before you turn around, let me fix your road. Okay. I have been thinking about where I want to put these skyscraper buildings. Almost final conclusion was to have them like the shorter ones over here, but the tall ones over here. Should upgrade this road first before I do that. I don't know what kind of road will be here. I might just make these highway roads, honestly. Same thing here. I don't want a sidewalk here, so I'll probably just turn this into a highway road. The color... just make this 2-lane. I believe the 2-lane one of these are messed up. Yes, it's a little buggy when I put a traffic light. Oh no, it's fine. Oh, I could have sworn it was. I guess not. Actually, no, this one has less 3 lanes, so 2x3. Autosave. Okay. Ah, oops. Again, this should be 3-lane. Mess that up. Thought it looked weird. Now they match.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Miles High. And that's not just my name, it's also a metaphor. And up here among the clouds, as I look down on all the little people going about their lives, it makes me wonder, have they adequately amortized their overspends? Are they offsetting their capital gains? Do they even know about packaging risk with diversified intangibles? But then I just take a deep breath and think to myself, Miles, everybody walks their own path in this life. And asset mismanagement is one of those things that it's just best to accept and not think about. So on that note, let's get back to the music. This next one is for the little guys.
That's about good. Believe I can copy and bring it over, hopefully. I just have to mirror it. Yeah, okay. I should make it 2 lanes turn. I don't know when you'll have access to the highway in this area. One lane's kind of appropriate for now. I just might, maybe I'll make the time traffic light specific, so one side goes at a time. That might be easier. So if that's the case, this will be an only lane. Hopefully people in the cars do not mess up my traffic doing this. This should be fine. Nobody goes to turn. Here it's fine. Here it's fine. Only right. Only left. This should work out now. I'm gonna set this as a time traffic light. And 15. Only they go. I turn them both off since there is a turn and straight lane. We said this is this one goes. I'll give them a straight if they want to go straight, but it will block some traffic. Only in one lane, however. That'll be the orientation of the lights. I do want to kind of make a look with this road coming down. I have like 2 roads coming off to the side and then they kind of meet up with it, so here's what I mean. Roads, maybe 1 block. Close enough. The road descends, it will have somewhere to meet. In this case. this road, and then right here it begins the larger road. And one of these. The elevation changes at a certain distance, so you go back, prevent any sloping, make it stop before, and then continue. Here, these two will be a little bit awkward. I actually should have kept that road. Let me bring it back. Note right here. These are different, which will be a problem. Let me see if... they cause a problem at all. They do cause a problem. Okay, that'll be a problem. Can't have them be different. So let me do this. Or force them to be the same. And I can't build this. It'll be different. Now they should match. Oh, but they still don't. I see right here they don't match. Unless they do and I'm not seeing things correctly. No, they don't match. Oh, because this road. They don't match over here. Let me see. Will they match if I keep going straight? Oh, it does. Why doesn't it match? They match when I do the, when I erase it, they match. I can see that they don't match already when I place the road. Well, that's strange. They match here. This road is just a little bit off center. Guess I'll do this and upgrade it. Notice too close. These are just placeholder roads, they're not going to be bus lanes. Unless I want them to be. One-ways. I can make one-way bus lanes.
Hi, I'm Greg, owner and founder of Steel Frame Spots.
These roads are a little too big.
Which are a characteristic of my family.
I do have these. They do look a little... They're too wide of a sidewalk, however. I do wish they had, like, parking on one side. That'd be nice.
Unlike the local sports teams, you can count on us every year. I fight every day to get...
There aren't many bus lane assets.
I'll never drop the ball on prices, and that's because low prices and my customers' happiness are not affected.
The bus lanes aren't inverted on this one.
Earlier in the advertisement. Just remember, when the game's on the line, who do you count on?
Oh, that's a strange road, actually.
That's who.
Really weird road. Hmm.
We're back. This is your host, Miles High. We've got some more great music coming up for you next. But first,
I don't think I'll use this road, but interesting looking.
Edgar Allan. Love the music, Miles. It fills my heart with exquisite melancholy as I idle away the hours languishing upon my couch. And Edgar goes on for a while here.
What kind of road will I use for
And we
this
love
area?
it too. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a special one coming up next, aimed right at the poor Faraginite in you. Keep it tuned right here.
You know what? I'll make one of them bus lane. It would be nice to have both of us a bus lane, but maybe if one were a bus lane, then the other side would have a simple road. Do I have a bus lane that can have both roads, but also another one way? Something like this. I do wish the bus lanes were on both sides, however. I could just make the road myself, actually, just paint it red. But that does work. And I just have a 2-lane road, one without parking on one side. This one I'm just gonna attempt to paint it the same color. Close. Don't apply. Real close. No bus or trucks. Maybe for here, I'll just have no bus. I'll allow taxis, though, however. Move the restriction on this road. And why not just have this road bridge across? Maybe flatten it out first. I do wish there was a way that I can like shrink this highway interchange, but when it's possible, it'll just take a lot of time. Might take all the time out today just to shrink this and make it as small as possible. I guess that'll be a task for another day. Say like here, I wanted to make a road go straight this way. It's a little too simple in my opinion, this grid down here, but it's what I can do with the space that I have. I do want to make this entrance look a little nicer. I'll use a large avenue. Right in front of the doors. What is that? It's timing. Time of arrival. I'll put it right around... right in front of Union Station logo, so... let's go right there. Actually, I should just make it go on this the other side. How far is that? Make it even. Be a little off center. I'll go a little off center for this side only. One more to the side. Yeah, that's better. Again, I don't know what kind of buildings that I'm going to put on this side. I really don't know what I want to put on this side. Slope correctly? Okay. So hilly, man. I like hills, but not hills that are sporadic.
Tuning in to Paradise Radio. This is your host.
It becomes a little annoying to build on.
Dial.
I want to see if I can make a road fit on this bridge without being too cramped. Maybe not that one. This one does look better as a bridge. It's a little wide though is the problem. I don't know if it's a little too wide. Oh, I do have actually. This one should be thin. And this one works. Trees are nice. Maybe I'll move it instead of deleting them. Yeah. Just for decoration, let me get a little safety measure. The railing. Actually, railings will go behind, well, in front of the light posts. Rocks stick out a little, but take me a minute to move all of them. I could just do this. Not props. Buildings? They're buildings. Ah. Just for decoration. 2. Sign. Base. Looking for the right turn. This one. It's not a curve, but it. Is there no left turn sign? I'm just putting props down for decoration. There we go. Continuing forward, let me remove this. Place a park down before just to see where I'll place it. This area will be a park. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, I'm back. I was just talking on the phone. I'm thinking about a place to place this hospital. I do like to look at the Metropolitan Hospital. I might place it over here, around here. It will have one gap space, which would be a little awkward. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It does have a little walkway. I actually never noticed that. I don't know what I'm going to do about this station. I was planning on having some kind of metro line kind of be intertwined in here. That would just go kind of straight through and just go a little bit offward into this area over here. Also having the commuter line also pass here, but just have like a specific station. Maybe this would be the only station over here. Maybe I'll put one over here and the metro line will end here and have the metro go over here on this side. Kind of maybe two of them. One goes straight here, one goes up. I might do that. The commuter line will be kind of special, so I'll have it right as of right now. There's only one line. I was actually testing this earlier to see if it would work by removing all of the vanilla rails. It gave me a lot of trouble, but what I came down to is 2 lines will bypass. So the single tracks are bypass, so this one, and this one, they bypass this station. No train should stop on these 2. I put extra lines on here just to test them out. I don't really need all of those, so yeah, they all go to the same spot. They're unnecessary, so I would just delete this one, not needed. And for the most part, delete this one as well. I just need only one. The goal is to have 1 branch up, 1 goes straight, well, 2 go straight, and when 1 goes up here, 1 passes down here. 2 over here, well, 1 go this way, 1 go this way, and maybe 3 lines go down, so 1 this way, 1 this way, and maybe 1 straight. That's the end goal of what I'm going to do for these commuter lines. For this portion, I was actually building a quay here. Doing this side, just to give it a form of elevation. Use the parallel tool. Tab to mirror. Just kind of see what it looks like. I don't want to cover up the traffic lights. I mean, not the light posts, so I'm going to stop behind it. And then just bring them both up. Both sides. Be my. Bring them both up to road height and set them to equal heights. Then just kind of drag them down. Right now I'm going to drag these 2 down. Touch the tunnel. This side I'm just going to push it down a little. Could just, let me do that. I'm going to make an extra node right here so I can have the ability to control this side as well. And just like that, same thing with the other side. Now over here, I do want to have some skyscrapers. I'm gonna take an example from some of them. Maybe like one of these. They're really long, which would be good here. I want to have them like a similar deal with this side. Just a taller version, actually. The smaller version can be like somewhere over here. Fit nicely in these pockets. These 2 pockets, they fit. I don't want to leave them too long because then tourists will actually start to show up and it'll be really bad for traffic eventually since nothing's planned out yet. This one will be good as well. Let me just map out the road. I had to go over the distance quickly because they kind of like prevent you from drawing your lines, so I pass them and just draw them out as I go. Any kind of problems. So this is still 2 by. I'm still going 2 spaces off. I do want to go kind of closer, but some buildings will peer off here, so maybe I'll stop there actually. And delete these roads. And just have them slope correctly so they match. Some buildings were large enough. Yeah, this could fit pretty easy. Right off the edge. Again, these are placeholders for now. They're not really going to sit there. Down. Road going up. 4 spaces away. It is kind of boring over here, if I'm being honest. I want something different right here. Maybe like have a road. I mean, fun happens over here, so curve maybe. Maybe this road. This road will come across and just begin to curve. Let me just place that. Let me pause it real quick so I don't flood the land.
This is Miles High, and you're listening to Paradise Radio. Do you have what it takes to climb the highest mountain and swim the deepest ocean? And you've tuned into the right place. Whether you're
Just kind of make it curve.
a deep sea diver or just somewhere in between, we have
Nothing too out of the ordinary.
you'll hardly find.
Just make him go across. And these two will eventually cross paths. Maybe right when it reaches the end, I kind of make a curve to go down here. Well. Did have this entrance right here, which I still didn't connect any. I don't know. This road doesn't belong here. It was added by the game, so you know what? Actually, these have been they're not vanilla. Oh, I changed them. If they were vanilla, I could erase all roads if I wanted to, all of those type of roads. Here, I wanted to have like a specific kind of look. It's an entrance onto the main road. I'm gonna give it a wider. It'll look wider once it enters. And 2 lanes. I was hoping I didn't do this. Let me actually do something to prevent that from happening. Force some roads in here. This one's already wrong. What happened, but it's fine. As long as it doesn't stretch out too far. And have this one as a right turn. Never noticed that. Is that no? The circle around my camera. Never noticed that. That's a little strange. Decrease the speed limit so the cars don't blow past the traffic light. It's annoying sometimes. Force them to turn left only. Get rid of this. Where are all these trains going? A lot already. For a city that's not really large. Copy that, paste that here. Think about, let me do this. Let me this kind of road instead. Oops. Last time I didn't even check if this was sloped correctly. It is. Okay. However, the main problem that I see now is that, well, I saw before, but they have no way of accessing this highway again from up here. And so for only this side, it can access this as well. I do want this side to access this point, but there isn't anything really could actually. take this road from here. A little bit. It would look kind of ugly, but do that. It would be kind of ugly. Not too ugly, but it's, I guess it's doable. There's that node. That pillar that's in there. Already using it, that was fast. That's the best I can do for that kind of entrance, I guess. Maybe I can have one just come back down and enter here again. However, this side will still prove to be a problem just to leave. I don't think I can make this ramp from here to here that fast. It is kind of steep already. Be that steep actually. Don't want to press enter on that, it'll be a problem. Pillar is in the way, that's fine. Close. That's a problem. There we go. The main skyscrapers will be in this area. The tall ones. Taller ones will be here. I do want them to have a look of, like, say you're going up the bridge and there's a tall building right here. It would look better here. Again, I don't know what kind of roads that I want to use yet. I might make the tall buildings in a pedestrian area. That'd be the best outcome. Prevent too much traffic, too many cars on the road. Let me get an example of the building. This one. I don't know the orientation. How I want this to fit. this side. This is the historic road, so I'm gonna make that historic. Could go. I can't really pass under it, never mind. I don't know how cities do it. They build with a train just running right through their city like this. So I'll just place it next to it. See how this works. Taking their time and waiting. A lot of trains here for some reason. Are they spawning infinitely? They might be spawning infinitely. I don't like it when this happens. It's a bug that I'm not sure how to get rid of. They just spawn infinitely for some reason. As soon as this one leaves, another one's gonna spawn right on top of it. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. And I don't want to turn off allow intercity trains, which is the problem. Because then no trains will stop here at all. I kind of want them to. They keep spawning infinitely. Still spawning. Don't know why they do that. If anyone knows a fix, that'd be nice to know. This happens sometimes. These people waiting for a train. Inner city, inner city. It says 0. Strange. I know people would want to take the train to get over there. 0. 0. Can't see how many until. Pretty locked. We're all locked. I can't see how many people want to enter this place. Weird. This might just be a little too bugged, in my opinion. Might be. Infinitely spawning trains. Maybe I'll do this again in my off time. I'll try to fix this. Let me turn this off, see what happens. In my off time, maybe I'll try to fix this. Might just, who knows, destroy it and then rebuild it again. Might look different on Saturday. Again, this part does look a little underwhelming for this portion right here. Maybe I could just... This part's missing a whole area. Have something different. And just place something in here, something... Some kind of building. Maybe make this like a... office park in here, maybe. Like tall buildings. We'll just have some assets, some park assets. I did have some new park assets. What does this look like? Living here. 4x4. One as well. Don't know what this is. large version of the plaza. It's a new one that came out recently, and this is moving at 1 frame per second. But it's using all the props in the game. Maybe I can make this an office park. I do have some buildings in the office area. Take off vanilla. I have some... Oh, the IDS Center. This works, actually. Make it face the historic portion. I know this one has an interior. It has it inside. Not that it's any useful for me, but it's just cool to have, I guess. It is an office building.
Gaze at a gazelle, lock eyes with a lemur, shake hands
And have some little...
at the city zoo. You can
I have some
experience
park assets on the outside. So maybe I could just make this into like
Come down this weekend to meet our newest
small little
addition, a
area.
three-toed sloth named Barbara. She'll hook you with her smile and hook you again with her curved toes used to grasp trees in the wild. After that, take a gander at another new species, a new type of bird previously identified as a different type of bird due to a zoological
this.
error. Fun for the whole family.
Tetris.
Book now and get a free handful of pellets to feed the fish. Limit 4 per family while supplies last.
I could keep that there and just add something around it. Maybe put some smaller office buildings around it.
The City Zoo.
Members of the
This is
board, the meeting is adjourned and it's
All our
time
version.
to party. And this next one is nothing short of sublime. This one is
I really
for
like
all you
these
business
though.
out
These
there,
ones are really
all
nice.
you power brokers and shot callers. You know your
Do
days
fit
are
pretty
great.
well in here.
Just be careful how you use your inside information.
However, there'd be no space for me to have a path in here.
And watch out for that pesky oversight committee.
I could put it in here actually. Maybe I'll put it on this side. They would be too close to. No, there's a little big gap between them. Just there, and put this one right down the middle. One way going up. It's a perfect four square space, which means I could actually use the downtown assets for the city center. These. There's a perfect 2 square block in the middle. However, it does interrupt the look of this, so maybe I'll make parks instead. I don't know though if I have anything that's 4 blocks long. I believe 10 up. Most things are 8 long. Yeah, it's 10 up. This one's... Oh no, I have one actually. Oh, I did not know. Yeah, something... Yeah, that's nice. And I need something to fill the gap between here. I guess these can be these commercial buildings. Maybe the hotel ones. Luckily, they're very rotatable. This one should have a mirrored version. Yeah. Yeah. I could just put another one in the middle, fill the gap, and just change its movements. I don't know if it's the right look. Leave. Oh, it might be. Let me try. Just move it. Place it right in there. and use building spawn points. Now it says nothing can access it until I drag it. Then it can be accessible. And it works. This can work. As well, this will be a park in the middle as well. Are they still spawning out of this thing? They're still spawning. They are still spawning even though it's off. I'm gonna have to redo this station. If they're still spawning like this, I'm gonna have to redo it. As soon as he leaves, it's gonna spawn again. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to erase it. Let me just erase this track, to be honest. Curious to see if they'll still spawn uncontrollably. What happens? Stop, because I erase the track. Don't care. Nothing should spawn, but I am still having a problem of people not taking the train. I could maybe. This is a little bit of a stretch. Unlock, unlock, lock. Okay. I'm sure that this asset is broken by the way I did it. I'm going to delete every track in here. What I'm gonna do is reset this asset. Reset. Replace all those tracks, everything. And all I have to do is just fix the tracks again. Hopefully it will not bug out, infinitely spawn things again. I actually don't know. Can I do this? I have to drag it myself. So this one did connect though. Weird way. I'm gonna erase that. That shouldn't be right. This one. Should I just make it all one track? It will be a nightmare. It will be an absolute nightmare. I'm gonna have the same problem I did yesterday. If I make this all one track, it'll be a living nightmare if I make this one. I will have to put turnaround points. I really just might do that. I'm dreading it already. It's the only way to fix this asset. I do want to use this asset in this build. It's just kind of fits perfect. I'll do it tomorrow. I will leave this here for now. I'm not going to bother with this yet. I'll fix it. It'll be fixed by the time I stream again. Let's put the entrance on this side. Colleges like to do this, where they have their center plaza, a center plaza for their park. 2 rows go down, and they kind of open up into a wider spot in the middle right here. They have like a little center spot.
This next one's
They have
for
all their
high
stuff in the middle.
high rollers. You're listening to the sweet sounds of paradise. Keep it tuned.
I do want to make it smaller to make this stuff evenly squared, so like 4 by 4. Now this is 4. This is 4 by 10. As can't do 10 evenly. Let me bring this point. Bring them in. Is that even? Bring them both in by 1. I could just use move it. What am I doing? No, I don't want to. Actually. I'm just gonna place all the park assets right now. I'm gonna place them as I go. Oops. I get placed on. Technically, I have Parkify, so anything that I have can be placed as a park, like these. These work as a park. These work as a park. Works as a park. This works. I want to use things that look like they belong in a city, not in like a suburb area, but I don't want to have like a basketball court in the middle of the area. I could, but tennis courts, no, that definitely won't fit correctly. Nothing really sportly. I could use this birthday cake balls actually, and it fits really nice. Oh, that can go in the middle. Why not? Actually, that's right in the middle. That actually works pretty well. Oh, my problem solved. Did have that Tetris asset. Nice. Park area as well. Can that be placed? Oh, it can be placed. You've never seen those. I just got those today. Same thing with this one. I got this one today as well. There was one Sunken Plaza that I had. Really blind when it comes to finding these. There it is. A little large, but small park, 4x2. That might be a little too. No, it's actually fine. It's fine, yeah. This 1 FPS fountain, that's fine. And these canals. The canals will be really nice going alongside here. Maybe one can fit perfectly right here, actually. Have 2 canals on each side. Canal on one side of the park. Started by a birthday cake. Oh, this one's missing some stuff. I have to reload have to load them in. It's missing a fountain and it's missing some wooden fences, I believe. I could just use loading screen mod to find them. Because some assets just disappear. Like, some things just aren't where they're supposed to, or when you find the mod or asset in the Steam page, it's just sometimes not listed, so you gotta like find it yourself. Ooh. Hope this fits. Looks like it should. Maybe. Perfect. A gate between them. I'm just placing things as I go. Cafe. Right next. Maybe not next to the plaza. Maybe I could switch these. So cafe next to this thing, the plaza. This plaza. Have that one there. Maybe I have two of these, honestly. One on both sides. Do this? No. Split them up. So put one there, put one there, put that there, this here. And I hate these trees with a passion. The alders, honestly, don't like the look of alders. I do have, let me just type in PD for now. PD, for trees. Beech, I don't like these beech trees. No. 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 Ooh, 3 looks normal. 3 looks normal. Okay. Oh wait, fountain doesn't touch the. Okay, good. None of these touch the highway, right? What is that? What is that? This. You touch the highway. I'll fix this anyway. I'll fix this with the stations. I'm not gonna bother with that now. One-time speed. It is coming nicely.
The finer things in life. Gold-plated china, beef Wellington.
I could surround it with these
Toe along
building. Oh wait,
perfect way to put
I have
a
these.
cherry
There's no 2 by 2 though.
You're stuck at the light eating a burger in front.
1 by 1.
And this might be the perfect time to close your eyes and let the sweet sounds of Paradise Radio transport you to another place in time. Take a quick peek in case the light changed green. And then just wipe your mouth, sit back, and relax. This is Miles High.
These are the short ones, I believe. Yeah, okay, these are better. For the heights that I have right now. Let me figure out these. Oh, perfect. Which means this can fit in here as well. Can. Perfect. So. Make amends with them. No, I have this. I did say this would be useful. Where is it? This. Perfect. That's 4x4 block for the fountain. Nice. I don't need the small one. See. Ooh, okay. Ooh. That's a press escape. That should do. I do want some kind of commercial buildings on these large portions. I do want to find the missing asset, but this I probably don't need. We put this in this park, I guess. Just sit there for now. Over here, I guess the deeper I go, please tell me that's 8 long. That is good. Either go these or these. I always say these look better. However, in certain situations, these do look a lot. These do look nice. However, they don't fit. They're 3x4 instead of 4x4. That being the case, I'll just use. Oh no, but these have a back. Backside zone. Just kind of a plus alongside the road. I might just go for these. Yeah, these. They do look nice on the side compared to the blank white that the other ones have, like this one. This blank white, which is kind of harsh. These ones have a nice facade going on the side. It does leave that one gap space. But it's fine, it's not really noticeable, honestly. I mean, their colors are the same. Let's go. Lighter. Too bright. Some flags. What kind of flags are these? I'm gonna butcher these. I'm pretty. Is that Germany and France? I hope I am right. Same thing for these as well. You have a nice facade. I don't know if I'm. That's. Nope, too big. Too big. Brick. This fits. A little taller. A little too tall. This works. Way too big. See that? Can you change the color of these? You can. I could actually fit one more. Quite nice. Does look a little uneven, but works. Which lane does this car go in determines where I put these lines. I think they only use one lane. Oh, Oh, wait. These lights are wrong. Singular. Let's see. This should be gone. However, I am missing a light. There's only one there. Probably not that one. That one. What's up? This one. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, the Union Station has been giving me kind of troubles, but I'm not gonna let that worry me now. The city's been coming along fine. -90. Oh, -90.
Pernu apparel. Italian leather.
On the longer one, this one, 5.
Pernu is Italian for jean jacket. We take the second best
Now
of
this should be
Milan,
fixed.
and with an appropriate markup, bring it to you.
Yeah, the
Just because you
terminal,
don't
I've kind of placed it. It's
doesn't
been
mean you shouldn't have
giving me
it.
problem. I just reset it, so ignore all these tracks. I'll probably fix it by Saturday.
Dinosaurus, the only restaurant where the servers are dinosaurs. Our animatronics are so
Works
real,
pretty good.
you'll think a T-Rex is serving
Pretty
you
good in the
kebab,
financial
or a
district, can't lie.
pterodactyl is serving you teriyaki.
You're just walking down.
Brontosaurus is serving you
They look
chili dogs.
literally the same. You couldn't tell the difference.
Archaeological
These buildings.
finds.
Looks like it belonged there.
Spaghetti, our Raptor Burger Rex, or the pile of crumbled
I just wish they weren't
chicken
singular tracks. I wish they were double. That would have been nice.
Take a trip into the wild.
Like, I wish they were like this. If they were double, it would have been nice, but single makes it complicated. Because trains tend to, like, lock themselves in. They, like, gridlock each other. Only way to prevent that is to make them one-ways. But if I do that, then that'll be a whole lot more trouble. I tried to outmaneuver that by making it two-way until the station entrance, which
Just one question for you.
worked until it didn't.
The lion in the eye of the tiger. But when I try to dance, I've got the feet of the penguin. Do you have any pointers for something?
Right now, I'm just building the park
That's a tough one.
above the highway.
But you might
The underground
be
highway.
doing in your own way.
I'm doing there.
The truth is, penguins are born dancers. Haven't you ever watched the movies? Sure, they might look a little awkward.
This birthday one fit pretty perfectly in
It's
here.
fun. If you believe in what you're doing, then you're bound to do it with style. Just remember to stay away from the karaoke.
Once I get ready, once I finish this area, I kind of move up a little. I don't know what I want to put above the station, but I also want to extend this neighborhood as well, down here. That'll be for a different day though. This area will be downtown as well. All of this area is downtown, past, beyond this road, downtown. A little bit behind this bridge will be downtown. This will be like an office park area. For now. For now, it's looking fine. I'll just do that. This road will cut across. Oh, no problem. This is a short stream. I'm gonna end it like 13 minutes. It's only gonna be 2 hours long. In this amount of time though, I got pretty much most of the grid laid out, kind of. This is too close. Five hours of sleep, that's good enough for me. I could last a whole day off of that. That's the same one I got. I would have gotten better if the... Well, at the time when the GPU prices were absurd and it was hard to buy one. I would have gotten a 3070 or a 3060 Super or Ti. They had a lot of 3060s available, so I just got that. This area is interesting. Maybe have a lot of space for. It is brick, however. I do like the glass buildings a little bit more. That's just me personally. There's little fun facts. Glass buildings, glass box buildings. Every building has their own style, like, you know, the Greek style, Roman style. The glass buildings were known as international style because they were used around the world. Like these kind of buildings would be an international style. Everyone in the world would use glass boxes. $11 hours, and you have to go back in 5 hours. I will not do this. I do like the way this looks. A little triangle. Oh, that's good. The degree I went for architecture. There were many days many times where you do your final project, and once you get to the last stretch, you will not sleep for a good 4 days. Later to wake up, and then you have to continue doing work, and that 4-day sleep will probably be your last until your final presentation. It's wrong. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but you cannot procrastinate if you're an architect major. Else you'll screw yourself in the end. Always work as a team, so you can't let your teammates down. Unless your teammates are that person that doesn't do anything. I'm going to name this city. I don't know what to call this city. Where's the design? Ocean, river. I don't know what to call it. I'm going to place all the skyscraper buildings down that I want to use. gonna place them down randomly. I should pause the game before tourists travel to this area non-stop. I usually do this just to get my mind straight on where I want everything to go. Just plop it down. Just leave it there. This one is these buildings are a special case. I usually put these down to make a point. Maybe I'll put this one here. Somewhere else. The buildings that look the same, but one's taller, I like to separate them. Except for these. This one I like to put near each other. They make like a good twin building. Kind of like that. Say like these two. One will probably be over here. One will be somewhere right here maybe. Like this one. This one. Be there. This will not connect. Or it could connect. You know what, let's make it connect. Connectivity is always better. Right at the edge. Forms of connectivity, I guess. There is a little thing here that I don't want here. Bridge. This could be one of those rare instances where it would be bad, but I'd say no turns. 2-lane bridge. It would be bad. Just have this one turn only. Yeah, it's already doing it. Maybe this just goes... That's just a little too restrictive, to be honest. This one kind of makes sense. I don't want them to turn in the middle of cross traffic. Be a traffic light. I need to use Bob again. Place a traffic road. Apparently I didn't do that before. Please. Wide. This one. Pedestrian. Both pedestrian. I have to go into singular and find pedestrian again and put them out. This one, I'm gonna use a long one, so it starts with a T, TLT, 1, then mirrored, so 90, set it to fix. This pedestrian one, I will make it a singular traffic light. So it starts with S, ends with S. So SM1, this one. And that's it. Just label everything out. It'll be a turn only lane since it's gonna be 2 lanes up ahead. Basically it for there. I guess I just had to quay
The cream of the crop. The creme de la creme. Or is that too much?
down.
This is Miles High, and you're listening to Paradise.
Plus an increment. How about there? Kind of just force them to connect. Here. Take it down. Turn this thing off. Snapping. Back. And there. Do the waves, and they're good. Everything works out pretty good. Okay. I think for now I'm just gonna stop here. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow because I have to go to New York tomorrow. We'll be back Saturday. Saturday will be a longer stream. I'll start at 5 or 4. Let's start at 4 tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Saturday. 4 on Saturday. So I'm gonna reschedule my thing. Just start at 4. Then I'll go for however until I feel tired. Usually around 11. So 4 to 11. That'll be quite a while. So I'm in for now. Today was just gonna be short. And I will continue the city on Saturday. Most likely finishing up this area downtown and maybe starting up here, but I want to have more citizens in the city, so that's the goal. Good night, everybody. Be back Saturday at 4.